We had probably off-the-wall questions. I mean, for the most part, we got the knowledge of what needs to happen and how to go about doing all the rotations and all that stuff to make it right. But we wanted to know what do you enjoy on your off time of just going out and having fun?
So my off time is, I just love to read, and so if I curl up with a good book, that works for me, and I don't need to go anywhere. I mean, I'm going all the time. I don't have any desire to go anyplace, and just downtime. A good book works for me. Yeah.
All right. On our new property, like we were saying earlier, when you were listening to all this, we bought 13 acres of land. It's about 8 miles from we got basically 2 homesteads we're operating. The 13 acres, we basically just got gardening there as of right now, and our apple trees, pear trees, peach trees, all that. We already got that running.
Great.
Our homestead that we're renting at is basically 2 acres. And the reason why we're still there is because it's the price of material. But anyway, to build something with the prices of everything.
Oh yeah, prices have gone way up.
But in the midst of that, we're going to be going off grid. And there's a few homesteads now that are off grid, and I don't know, I wanted to get your input of the off grid setup for watering to keep everything sustainable and make sure you don't run out.
Okay, so water. All right, I was expecting you to go to energy. So your water. I know a little more about water than I do electricity. So for water, anybody that knows me knows I'm a huge fan of ponds. And the thing you got to understand about, but people don't realize how much water is running off their place. They don't realize how much water is going off. And so the rule of thumb is, so just think about this, the rule of thumb is globally 1/3 of all raindrops come either too fast or too plentifully to go into the ground. So the surface runoff. In other words, the commons cup is full, can't hold any more, so you get surface runoff. And that's the same whether you're in Nevada at 5 inches a year or Rabun Gap, Georgia at 100 inches a year. Okay, that rule of thumb holds. So here we are. We're in South Carolina. Let's say certainly 39 inches of rainfall, and I'm doing this for a multiple of 3. I'll tell you why. Because we're in a third. A third runs off. Okay, so imagine you're in 39-inch rainfall. All right, which is probably a little low for here, but it's in the ballpark. So that means 13 inches a year of water runs off, surface runoff.
Yeah.
There are 30,000 gallons of water in 1 acre inch. So 1 inch of water over an acre. An acre is about the size of a football field.
Yeah, it's 200 by 200.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know how big an acre is, so it's about the size of a football field. So in 1 acre, if you put an inch of water on, it's 30,000 gallons. So, 39-inch rainfall, 13 times 30,000 is 390,000 gallons of water. 390,000 gallons of water per acre runs off here. So you've got 2 acres, that's 780,000 gallons. That's a lot of water. Okay? In other words, most people just don't have a conception of, well, I don't have much land, I can't build a pond. How much water can I hold? A lot. Okay? So P.O Yeomans, who wrote Water for Every Farm in 1950 from Australia, he said every farmer should aspire to eliminate surface runoff from their place. And so when you start putting it in this perspective, 390,000 gallons per acre here, Yes, even if you've got a 2 acre, 3 acre place, you can build a nice little pond and hold a lot of water. And the beauty of a pond is, A, you get riparian area, you can grow fish. You create a microclimate, like on the leeward side where the wind, so again, here on the east side, because the westerlies come across, you know how in the shoulders of the season you have that steam coming off the pond?
Yeah.
Well, on the leeward side, you create a microclimate that's frost-free.
Okay.
Because the wind comes across and the ambient temperature comes up as it comes across the thermal mass of the water. That's what's making the steam rise in the early spring. And so you can grow frost vulnerable plants, in a 20-foot strip on the east side of that pond and capture that water mass. We've even done floating gardens. You take 6-inch PVC, make a raft 10 feet by 10 feet, lash it together, put sides, put little board sides on, fill it with compost and soil, and grow plants floating out in the water. The roots go down into the compost and soil and get and go with it between the.
You never have to water.
Never have to water between the there's about a half an inch PVC. The caps on the 6-inch pipe are about a quarter of an inch, in thickness. So quarter inch is a half an inch. So you got about a half inch, between so the roots can go down. The roots create oxygen places where snails and aquatic and salamanders and stuff want to come up and get oxygenation.
Okay.
It floats. It gives shades for the aquatic life, and the bugs don't get to it. You can raise bug-free broccoli and stuff on these floating gardens because the bugs can't get out there because they hit the water and the fish and frogs eat them. So ponds can serve lots of purposes.
That's one thing that we don't have on there is a pond. Now we do have a runoff, and on the property abiding behind us, probably about 100 foot off the property line, they have a farm pond, and that's for the cows. There's a cow pasture behind it.
Right.
And the cows use that to drink out of. They go out there and swim in it.
Yeah, they swim in it, pee in it. You see them peeing in one end, drinking out the other. No wonder you got parasites. Really? Come on here.
Yeah, that's what,
if we drank out of our toilet, we'd probably have worms too, right?
But the water's, I guess, feeding that. I don't know if I never asked the homeowner of that place if it's spring fed or not, but our runoff goes and feeds that pond. So
okay.
I was wanting to dig a pond.
But you're concerned about cutting off his water.
Well, no, I'm not.
Oh.
I ain't, because I would need to overspill anyway.
Yeah, that's right. The fact is, yes, will it deprive him of water? Only the first time.
Yeah.
And after that, no, because the fact is, you're not going to build a pond big enough to catch it all anyway.
Yeah. And so, anything that after it's filled up.
And when it's filled up, it's going to run over anyway.
Yeah, and I was just wondering,
And there's land between your pond and his pond.
Yep.
And that restarts the catchment, the catchment base.
Yeah, and from the dam area, you would have to put a pipe in the ground.
Yeah. You put a pipe through the dam.
Yeah.
We like to use sewer pipe, 6-inch sewer pipe, rather than a big 12-inch. If you think you're not going to have more runoff than a 6-inch can carry, put in 2, because the most water that's held in the pond is right at the top, because it's a saucer shape, right?
Yeah.
And so you want to really be careful. The water's going to come up to the bottom of whatever your overflow pipe is, and so it's better to put in 2 6-inches, even 3 6-inches than 1 12-inch, because the 6 inches you can put them higher on the dam and get another 6 inches of water, and that 6 inches is a lot of water because it's at the top of the pond.
Yeah. Okay. And is that what y'all do to irrigate at your farm?
Yeah, so we've built, we've built like 15 ponds or something like that. I mean, you can never have too many ponds.
Okay.
And then we can use those to irrigate, yes.
Okay. With the irrigation, because I know people that do it, but with the quantity of water, because with our garden that we're doing now, we're transporting water from our 2-acre homestead where we live at now we're transporting water to our 13 acre, and I'm putting it on my trailers and hauling it, and transferring water is what I'm doing now.
It's soon going to change, Joel. It's soon going to change
It's
because
just
I'm making you build me a garden shed so we have water.
So we're going to have,
okay.
we
So
are going to have
at least
rain.
at least roof runoff.
But,
yeah, but the cost. Listen. The cost of a pond, of excavating a pond, in our area, it's about half a penny per gallon. So in other words, a 200,000 gallon pond, which is not a big pond, but a 200,000 gallon pond will cost about a penny a gallon would be 2,000. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, it would be $2,000. So yeah, okay, a penny a gallon. All right, but a 200,000 gallon pond is not big. I mean, most people's backyard swimming pools are 35,000 gallons.
Yeah.
So you're just talking about something that's 5 or 6 times the size of a swimming pool. That's 2 days of excavation with a good operator, and now you've got 200,000 gallons.
Yeah, we never got prices on how much it would cost. I mean, but the only thing we were told in the state of South Carolina that you got to go through around your elbows to get there. As in getting perfect permits and dam permits to dam stuff and all that stuff.
Specialists, water specialists, and everybody come out there. My grandfather is a reforestation, so he used to build ponds all the time. He said it's too much trouble for us to even go about putting a pond in.
What, because of permits?
The permits and the people that you have to come out and just to look and to see where you're going to put the pond, how you're going to put it.
You don't mess up any of the other land.
Yeah,
Slopes and all this other stuff.
Well, I would just put it in. Don't ask, don't tell.
Well, honestly, yes, I felt the same way. I do feel the same way.
We've never asked anybody for any of the ponds we do. Now, my understanding is that in Virginia, as long as the dam isn't over 20 feet, you don't have to ask anybody.
Well, see, my dad, when he cleared his land, 30 years ago, he found an old box spring and just kept digging with the bulldozer, and well, you know, he had a pond. Yeah.
So I think, and it could be that these regs, like in Virginia, the regs kick in at 20 feet. Well, 20-foot dam is huge.
Yeah.
We don't have any 20-foot dams. I mean, normally you're at the 10 feet, 12 feet. That's about all you need. So it could be that you're hearing scaremongers that are telling you, because I mean South Carolina's pretty conservative, in general.
They are cracking the law down a little bit just because we're getting a lot of population.
Yeah.
Out of the blue, it's just the
I don't know. I would just go out and build it. get you, find somebody that'll just come out and, some guy that's done a bunch of them and just
dig a hole, start digging.
Right here, put your dam in. Put this in.
Would it be better to do it where that run is, the water run is, or
does it go dry in the summer?
It's dry right now.
Yeah. I'd put it right there. Yeah, absolutely.
That one's to my kids, the first one.
Okay, and so this will be to
Gracie, Courtney, and Levi.
To Gracie.
Courtney spelled with a K.
Courtney.
And Levi.
And Levi. Okay. This one.
That one's mine. Yeah, got another one in your books.
We weren't able to make it past your farm.
Mrozinski family, or just put Shannon.
Okay, yeah. How about the word present?
Shannon.
It's Mrozinski.
Yeah, M-R-O. Yep.
It looks like Mrozinski.
Yep.
I got it. Okay. It's a lot easier to ask forgiveness and permission.
Oh yeah.
Now, I do have one question for you. What's your favorite thing to grow besides tomatoes? Can't say tomatoes.
Mulberries. Our most enjoyable fruiting thing has been domestic mulberries.
Wow.
Big. I mean, they're big, fat, juicy, and they have a 90-day harvest time.
Oh, wow.
So, man, I'm a fan of domestic mulberries. I mean, yeah, I like wild ones too, but get a good domesticated cultivar, and boy, they just grow. I mean, nothing affects them, no disease, no nothing. Birds will come after them, so you might have to throw a net over them, when they really get ripe. But man, prolific. You'll never see the kids when those things start to get ripe. You'll never see the kids, and they'll come in all red-faced and everything.
I don't even see them now because all my strawberries are gone.
Yeah, we have strawberries.
My strawberries.
Yeah, they hit your strawberries.
I can't even eat a strawberry.
Yeah, we haven't found one yet. The kids have already found it.
Oh man, isn't that something's worse than bears? Isn't it?
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Joel.
Thank
and,
you.
We're gonna get on up the hill again.
Yeah, we got a tent up there, so.
Okay.
I got my soap
Well,
business
hey,
going.
we're gonna see you at Homesteaders of America.
Good. Thank you.
We're gonna.
Wonderful to see you.